Welcome to the Savvy Podcast with me, Helen, and my amazing guests. Every week, we'll be bringing you experienced pet pros and specialist experts covering all aspects of the pet industry. Brought to you by Savvy Pet Spa, the global booking software for pet professionals everywhere. Now let's get this podcast popping. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Savvy Podcast again. You are all my professional pet peeps. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce I'm very excited to have Jitka here today. So Jitka Krizova Averis. I think I said that right. Let me tell you a little bit about Yay, I did something right. So let me tell you a little bit about her. She has had the best career in the world. She is an amazing lady, hand-stripping queen, guru, just... She's produced products, she's traveled, she's done training, City and Guilds, one-to-one specialist training. She literally is a plethora and a mind of just everything grooming. Sorry, I just have to say that. If I could have a jazz band behind me going, you'd go, I would do. But you also, I know you've left grooming now and he's retired, but you've also very close to your heart, which we will touch on, is your style to rescue. So we'll have a conversation about that first. But my first question to you, Jitka, after you've said hello, is can you tell us what got you into the pet professional career that you went down, and a little bit about where you went, how you got there, and how it ended, and what you're doing next? So that's my question. So
okay.
Thank you for coming. You're amazing. And you're all the way over in Slovakia right now. So it's amazing that you've taken the time out. So I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. So my dog grooming, I'm like air quoting, started when I was about 14, when I got my first schnauzer, miniature schnauzer. And there was no one here in Slovakia who could hand strip or trim him or do anything, because we didn't have any professional grooming salons. So my auntie who bred him, she taught me how to hand strip. And it was very basic with like thumb and finger, very basic touches, and just pull it out, everything, and they'll just clip it with the clippers over. With the hand clippers. So I don't know how many people remembers. Yeah, you just like flared my hair so hard. So it was a long way before we had electric clippers. So it started like this, and I have to say I hated it. The dog hated it. My mom, we did it in our kitchen on a table. It took us all day. It was very traumatic for all of us. And I thought, how could anybody do this like all day? Like, yeah, never. And I got a little bit better in it. And friends started to ask me, like, could you hand strip my, I don't know, fox terrier or another schnauzer? And I said, if I have to, but they gave me a little money. So it was nice. Like for a teenager, but I wasn't thinking about it as a career because there was no such a thing in Slovakia. But later, where was it? Like in the mid-90s, my friend, there was like new vet setup in Zvolen, and she opened her first salon, grooming salon. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, dog grooming salon, what's that? Why would you go there with your dog?" Because like the average dog was like little mongrel somewhere in the garden,
Golden Street dog.
Yeah. But people started to come, and she started to get busy, and she didn't have anybody. She couldn't hand strip, so she asked me, "Could you come here and there to hand strip?" I was, well, yeah. And she got busier, I got busier there, so I started to work there. I still wasn't like really into it. Mm-hmm. By the way, we had electric clippers by then, but it was very basic, nothing special. It was more like, little pocket money. But then we went to a dog grooming competition in Prague in, I think in 1999. And, or 98, I don't know, 99, never mind. And it was like, wow, it was amazing. There was this like all these big names competing, like Ronnie DeMonte, Umberto Lehmann, Kitty from Transgroup. I mean, it was just wow. And I could see what I could be able to do. It's not just like,
It's spurred on.
yeah, it is like something to aim for, not just like, bath a dog, try to make it reasonably pretty and comfortable. And I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. And I got hooked.
Yeah.
And it was before we had internet, before we had any like literature. So I had to learn English at least a little bit so I could read some books, try to buy something from abroad. And yeah, then I set up my own salon in 2000 in Zvolen, where I was born. And yeah, I had to import all the tools from Czech Republic because, again, we didn't have anything. I had to go abroad to watch the seminars with my camcorder so I could watch it again. Exactly, yeah. Massive camcorder from a friend on my shoulder, filming a seminar. And then I could watch it on, on the cassettes. Yeah, but that's how
That's how you develop. You self-taught, so to speak,
pretty much, yeah.
and then you develop from there on. So as far, because I know there's going to be everybody out there, hand stripping is in my opinion is a dying art. Groomers are not learning it. They will cover it within their exams, and they'll find it difficult. And the reason they find it, there's not enough. I don't think there's enough literature on hand stripping out there. And I think some of the older literature is questionable. I mean, I hand stripped before I retired, and I know Inga, my head groomer that purchased my salons from me when I sold them. She is an expert hand stripper, but I know the advice I would give. But tell me, if you were going to give somebody any advice on hand stripping, your top tip to do and your top tip not to do, what would they be, Jitka? What would they be?
Well, I don't. You want like what one sentence answer? Well, so when it comes to the technique, the most important thing is like stretch the skin well.
Yep.
Make it comfortable for a dog. Don't grab too much hair and work systematically.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what tools, because you can, if you're good at it, you can hand strip with a butter knife.
Yeah.
It's the technique people fail on. If we don't stretch the skin properly, it hurts the dog. If we don't handle the dog properly, it's very uncomfortable. So it's not that actual hand stripping is uncomfortable for some dogs. It's the handling required for hand stripping. Yes, there are dogs that won't tolerate hand stripping. Clip them.
Yeah. I think a lot of people is like, I think there's a little bit of snobbery attached to being able to hand strip as opposed to clipping, and I think there is a market for both.
Absolutely.
Hand stripping specifically, if you're not using, if your physical technique is wrong, it will give you massive wear and tear on your hands and your wrists.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll do it from the wrist rather than a full arm movement. I think that's an issue, but I also think as well that I think people need to understand that there's a cost. The cost for stripping should be far more than clipping, because the training, having the expertise, the technique you use.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very time consuming.
Very time consuming. And I think that is in the cost, but it is definitely a dying art. So if you were going to recommend anybody anywhere to go to do, if you weren't going to train somebody to do hand stripping, where would you point them? In which direction would you point them? For academic knowledge or for training? What would you do? Where would you send them to our listeners right now?
Now in the UK, yeah. Where would I send them? Well, I would send them to Claudia Cerny in Stoke-on-Trent. We worked together, I think, for about 15 years. She's absolutely brilliant. and Costin Stoker in London.
Oh, yeah, Costin's amazing.
So these are, I'm sure there is more people, and
I know.
please don't be offended if I didn't mention you.
Well, if you've not been named, don't be offended. This is not. I'm asking Jitka a question she wasn't prepared for, so don't penalise her for it, please, guys. You know, it is what it is.
But I would say these two are my two favorite strippers.
Yeah, with a poll.
Yes.
I want to also touch on the Style to Rescue, though I know this is literally one of the most important things, and it is an amazing, amazing project that you've created, dear. Can you tell us a bit more about your Style to Rescue, please?
Well, so Style to Rescue started in 2018. That was our first competition. And it was this concept that's been in my head for a few years. I heard about similar competition in the US called Rescue Rodeo, where they brought rescue dogs to the competition, groomers groomed them, and they were ready, you know, for being...
I actually watched this. I watched Shannon Winings-Roberts, who is somebody that uses their software and promotes us. I actually watched her do the rescue roundup at Hershey's last September, and it was amazing. There's these groomers do not know what they're getting. They come through the door.
Exactly.
You don't know what to take with you, so you've got to come, prepared. I mean,
exactly.
Shannon ended up with a golden retriever. Whereas other people were able to showcase their clipping skills, she could just do bath blast, and all the basics. But yeah,
still it counts. Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it does. Sorry,
we do the same. We get all sorts of rescue dogs, from border collies to spaniels to something you can't even see what it is. We had disabled dogs, the dogs with nappies, the dogs with little wheels, and it's very emotional, very, very calm. And the groomers are kind of like, compared to other competitions, it's very, very good feeling competition, very relaxed. Everybody is there, has different purpose than just winning.
Yeah, and you say that. You raise money for the charities as well, so
Yes, we do. Yeah, so since 2008, apart from COVID, we raised altogether over the years, I think over £50,000 since 2018. We supported about 10 rescue centers over the years. And at the beginning, it was hard to get the rescue centers involved because they were, a little bit of like, oh, we don't know who you are and what you want and stuff like that. But those people who came the first year, they come in every year again. They love it. It helps them with the vet bills, with food, with different needs.
I know you've done Poodles from Portugal, Underdog International, U-Hearts, Scottish Terriers, because I've got a list.
U-Hearts, exactly, U-Hearts. So can we go back to U-Hearts?
Tessa, Homeless Hounds, Doodle Aid, Wheels to Pull.
Yes, the U-Hearts. Yeah, last 2 years we supported U-Hearts. Yeah. Sorry.
But it's nice to be able to, because as groomers we see the best in pet owners, and we also see the worst in pet owners.
Yes,
you like to be able to participate in this, really push your boundaries, and actually see what you can give back to society and give back to these pets that get neglected, because owners
absolutely.
A lot of owners will buy a pet because it's a fashion accessory. Unfortunately, in this day and age, pet ownership is and with Style to Rescue, you're seeing that very clearly, visually in front of you, because, when I was a kid, and same as you, they were street dogs. You didn't have so much specialist dogs. You didn't have,
exactly. You could see them at the dog shows, but not so much on the street.
Around, yeah. You didn't see it. Anybody that owned a dog was an eccentric person that had this specific breed, Yeah. It is what it is. Whereas now we're seeing them everywhere. The pet industry has changed immensely. So I think this is an absolutely amazing... Excuse, you can hear my dog behind. So my ball's always crying because I'm not giving her attention. I do apologise. But yeah, I think it's changed massively. So Anushka, shush. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm not...
Oh, that's lovely now.
I'm normally in my office and my husband's on nights at the moment, so I'm in my kitchen. I apologize. So I always ask people the same question when I finish off these podcasts, and it is a difficult question. Okay, so before I ask that, if anybody wanted to join and participate in this Style to Rescue, how would they go about doing that? Before I ask you my final question.
Right. So if I would just like to say, we get a lot of new groomers to compete, which is really nice. I think because it gives them extra time, different variety of dogs, and it's very calm. It kind of attracts new people, which is great. And it gives them the confidence to compete at the other proper, and again, equal competitions. Well, if anybody wants to compete next year, unfortunately, it's fully booked, the competition. When I put the entries out, it's full in 50 minutes. It just goes like that because we have a limited amount of places, obviously. However, there is a waiting list. People can go on a waiting list, and if somebody cancels, can't come, we can contact. Or we also have a Facebook group called Style to Rescue. People can join and they can see all the updates if somebody is canceling, etc. How people can support, we have online auctions. So if anybody has something they would like to donate for online auction, we do that. We're still looking for sponsors. Hello, Savi. For next year. We're looking for trade stands. As we have great seminar speakers, which will be announced very soon. So even if people just come,
yeah, I mean, I was just going to say that if they just want to come and spectate to get a feel for how
absolutely the entry fee is voluntarily, so they can come and we have raffles, we have auctions, and also a lot of people started to do a few started last year. They started to do raffles in their salons or have a little tin for Style to Rescue to raise money. And
there's multiple
yeah, absolutely. Anything. Yeah, we are grateful for, as Tesco says, every little helps.
But it's every penny. It doesn't matter. And I always find when when you gift to charities when they're asking out in public, people will always say, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I've only got 10 pence or a couple of euros," and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how minimal it all goes to the.
It's still money, and it counts all together, and that's how it's happened. Yeah, so
they can go onto the Facebook group, Style to Rescue, and they can reach out there. Is there another way that they can contact you or anybody to get their name onto the list, or is it just via Facebook?
No, via Facebook, and actually, when we finish this podcast, I can send you a link.
Oh, lovely! We can include.
And people can register that way and go on a waiting list.
Right, that's fantastic. Thank you, Jitka. So you hear to hear, guys. Go to the Facebook group, Style to Rescue, join the group, support the group, gift where you can have, little collection boxes in the salons. You can do your own raffles. Come to the show, have a look. Just enjoy. Just join in and enjoy. Every smile will help. Every smile. So
absolutely.
My question, I asked everybody this question. It's a difficult question, and we tried to keep it short. So if you were to have to go onto a desert island and you could take one pet of your choice with the coat of your choice, what tool would you be taking with you? And you can only take one. And what product would you take with you? And you can only take one. And you can name drop all your.
Oh my!
It's a hard question, but I asked everybody this question. Sorry.
How long am I going to be there?
You're going to be there forever. You're never coming off. We're going to keep
forever. Oh my God. Okay. Right. That's quite easy.
Okay.
Another easy question. Well, no, I would take an Airedale.
Yep.
Airedale Terrier.
With protection. Lovely coat.
Because it has beautiful coat. It's very loyal dog. Great temperament. Funny. And it would protect me and probably help me to hunt or protect me or whatever.
Love.
I would take, even though I'm vegan, it will help me to hunt. Yeah. I will take one of the hand stripping knives from the Sentinel,
Yep.
because their knives are absolutely beautiful. Probably number 4. And I would take the Sentinel after trim shampoo, which, if I can promote, I created, and it's absolutely beautiful. It works well for my hair. It works well for any hair. It works well for sensitive skin, for harsh coat, for poodle coat. So if I could take like a gallon of it, so I could wash myself and my dog on the remote island, it would be amazing.
There's no limit on how much you can sell with one product. So you can take a whole bath full if you like.
Right.
Yeah, take a whole...
It's very natural. It's 99.6% natural. So it's not going to hurt the environment at the island. So we'll all be happy.
That's good. I like that. And as far as the shampoo is concerned, is there, because I've never used it, so I can't say I have because I've never tried it. What's the dilution rate? Is there a dilution rate on that?
It's actually it can be diluted up to 1 to 20 for the first wash, and on the second wash, it's better to use undiluted and leave it on for 10 minutes.
Okay.
For the best results.
No, there you go. You heard it here first, guys. Sentinel shampoo, 1 to 20 dilution for the first wash, and then add it to
trim. Yeah, perfect. And it can be used. Well, the clue is in the name. Straight after hand stripping, so it soothes the skin. It tightens the pores, so it's perfect, because that's one of the questions people always ask. Hand stripping at after, or do you not bath after? Yeah, after, before, after, week after, month after, never. So, yeah.
That was good to know. Well, that was an amazing answer. Well, that's been my best desert island answer so far. So thank you for that. So I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a good one. It's been an absolute pleasure, Jitka, talking to you. I'm sorry that I had to be in my kitchen, and I know you've had some technical issues your end with noise as well. So
same here, yeah.
You know when it's going to happen on these podcasts, you never know. But I really appreciate and value you giving us your time. And I know that our viewers are going to be absolutely made up with some of the tips you've given them. So I really appreciate it. I'm very honoured to have got to know you a little bit more. And so, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I respect you, and thank you so much. And we will see you when you've written that book.
Okay, thanks for reminding me. Well, I'll probably see you at Start to Rescue.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Helen. Take care.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
If you'd like to know more about Savvy and our booking software, visit us online at savvypetspa.com. Thanks for joining. Catch you next time.